The MCU is back. And as long as they stick to the comics, all's well that ends well. Guys, back on the cinema scale, today we are taking a first look at Thunderbolts. The film is directed by Jake Schreier. He also directed the 2015 romance mystery entitled Paper Towns. The film stars Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Sebastian Stan, Hannah John Kamen, and Wyatt Russell. The film focuses on life after, way after the Avengers. The US government is trying to find the next group of heroes that are going to come in and save the day. These 6 souls are united together, bonded by their common purpose to protect and end their common enemy. One thing in particular that really made this movie work was the fact that there is great chemistry between all of these actors, okay? And in the description box in connection with this video, you're going to want to be able to analyze all of the movies you need to see before you watch the Thunderbolts, because if you don't watch these previous movies, this film is not going to make any sense. This movie is the climax of everything that we've hoped Marvel would have been 5 years ago. Now let's take, for example, the character of Black Widow, played by Florence. I love the fact that she's stepping into that leader role. In this movie, she is uncertain, she is afraid, she is going through the traumas of her past decisions. And one of the things I loved about that is those are all of the great makings of a leader when you're dealing with an anti-hero group. Then you add into the fact, or into that chemistry concoction, Lewis Pullman, who plays Robert Reynolds. Now, in the movie, we know him as Bob. Bob is someone that's recovering from his past poor decisions. This man has been through all sorts of trauma in his life, and he's uncertain and unstable. And so throughout the film, he is that uncertain force on this team. He's really that thing that makes this team seem like it's not going to be workable, but in a very dramatic and artful way, or artistic way. They bring this guy in, and then it just flows naturally. Now, the Red Guardian, he's the comedy of the team. Every team needs a comedic value or comedic factor. That's this guy. There's moments when he's on screen, and I'm just laughing from beginning to end because he's just so in his own element. Like, he has moments where it's like, dude, we're here, and you're way over there. And it's like every aspect of his character is him dancing to the beat of his own drum. And I think it works. If you're somebody who likes that kind of comedy or that kind of humor, you're going to enjoy seeing him on screen in this particular movie. Now, many people have complained to me that they feel as though the character of Ghost, the villain from Ant-Man and the Wasp, did not get enough screen time in this movie. They feel as though it was more about Yelena and the Red Guardian and the other characters. And it's true. You keep in mind the fact that she was the main villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but she's not going to be the type of character to step up. She's going to blend in more realistically in a supporting role. I thought that she was a cool support. In the movie, she says her one-liners, she says her quick, quirky, smart remarks, and it works. It adds to the dynamic. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like she belongs there. Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, right? We've seen Bucky in so many different avenues of the MCU. We've seen him thrown aside. We've seen him support Captain America. We've seen him support the Avengers. But we've never seen Bucky a part of a team. And I think that is what makes this movie unique. He's still the Winter Soldier, but he's the Winter Soldier on a team. And that brings an entirely different element toward his character and for his character. And it just makes him so much more available for the audience. There's a lot of growth in this movie that you'll experience with Bucky. And then there's finally the anti-Captain America. I think he's the Captain Un-America or whatever they're calling him now, John. And he is the jerk on the team. He's that guy that comes in and he thinks that he's all that in a bag of chips, and he's really out in over his head. His ideas are kind of stupid, and he's just aggressive and angry and just wants to express that anger onto everybody as much as possible. Now, the film gives a nice great deal of storytelling to persons who are dealing with emotional trauma. This movie is unique because it really will call out to persons who has low self-worth, low self-esteem, depression, and anxiety. I thought it was immaculately done in a time stream in which we are living in today, that hey, it's not going to be the classic villain who wants to take over the world, but it's an inward problem that you're trying your best to overcome. This movie deals a lot with past mistakes, past trauma. And let's be realistic. At some point, all of us have played the villains either in our own lives or in the lives of someone else. And if that's the case, then you can really relate with these characters trying to overcome trauma from their past and make something of their future and their present. It was just beautifully done. There's a great action, series of action all throughout the movie. I looked at my watch, the movie started at 11:10. By 11:30, we're just right in the action. You are literally engaged and engrossed. I looked around the audience a few times, eyes glued to the screen. And that's just the kind of, this deep in the MCU, that's the kind of attention that an MCU movie should be giving or getting. Now, one thing in particular that really stood out to me personally was that they took this way back old school. So in the description box, I'm going to list a series of MCU things that you have to see before this movie, as I mentioned earlier in this video. Now, one of the things that I know true MCU fans are going to love is where she sets up her operations. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you, but I know that you will love how they connect all of that way back to the first Avengers movie. The movie definitely sets us up for something spectacular. This is a segue film, and everything about it screams segue into something greater. The runtime is 2 hours and 6 minutes, and I saw it in Dolby Cinema, and I definitely encourage you to see it either in Dolby format or IMAX format. There are 2 post-credit scenes, and there are some great artwork illustrations that accompany the main credits coming out of this movie. So guys, that was the Thunderbolts. Let me know down in the comment box what you thought about this movie. Does it give true MCU vibes, or do you feel as though it was a copycat of other films, or did you feel as though the story was lame? Let us know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you guys on the next review.